Hello, you guys. It's first time doing this outside, I guess. My name is Joseph Amos, and what I do is provide topics for deep, deep introspection. And no doubt, this is gonna be deep. Excuse me. What I'm gonna talk about is hopefully I'm not gonna ramble or whatever. I'm not going to try and uplift individuals, providing uh, my own interpretation of what the hell is going on here. But what I am going to do is I'm going to let you know what I myself have been going through. I want you to spare me. I am holding my phone. Uh, I guess the backdrop, you can see it, it's LA, focal point. Um, so let me jump into this. There's several different dynamics that I think people need to understand about life. One dynamic particularly is the structure, the hierarchy concerning who has power, who has authority, and that being determined by a lot of times nepotism does play a big part, and concerning money, families. We do know some of the well-known families out there, but there's another added dimension to our existence as humans on Earth. I can go so many different places with this. I'm gonna try to stay on course. The first thing I want to, I guess, attack is humans' belief in or non-belief in aliens, other life forms, UFOs, and that sort of stuff. I am prior military, the Navy, to say the least, and I will firmly state here that as far as UFOs or alien life forms, they do exist. And I will make a statement in saying that if you can think of what would be the opposite to us as a human, that would essentially be an alien life form to us. And the reason I say the opposite of a human is because, as it states in the Bible, there was darkness in the beginning, and then came a light, which says that there's a duality within our reality. And since we as humans are flesh on the outside and spirit or energy or soul on the inside, the opposite of that would be something that is energy, spirit, soul on the outside, and a little bit of flesh on the inside. Just a little bit of flesh, so much flesh that this life form, this alien life form, would enjoy things that cause pain, while we would enjoy things that would cause pleasure. This is a duality. We are flesh, they are energy, spirit, essence, smoke on the outside. We are energy on the inside, they are a little bit of flesh on the inside. That little bit of flesh needs stimulation. That stimulation that they prefer is pain. So, a real quick, not for everyone, but a general consensus of individuals that love to be tatted up to high hell or high heaven, water energy, off world energy, enjoying pain. Be wary of those individuals. Now, I myself, I do have several tattoos, but nothing to the extent that some have gone with their tattoos, which should denote, at least to me, that on occasion they prefer to endure this pain because they have an energy inside of them that enjoys that. So, now let me go from that to what we believe today, the various different religions, the titles, the Jesus, the Satan, the Allah, the the Buddha, the demon, the devil. This is all a backdrop for an off-world energy to have themselves viewed as a god because they've been in existence. I may be wrong, but I believe they've been in and I believe that they've been in existence longer than we have been in existence in the flesh. Them being an energy, we having this energy on the inside, almost stating to me that as humans, the flesh that we wear is carbon based. And if you think about carbon, carbon is the residuals of anything that has burned, been under pressure. And if it has a lot of pressure, you know what carbon makes? Diamonds. Okay? So, this vessel that we humans inhabit, the energy that we are, in this carbon based vessel, this carbon is a residual of a death. So, as energies on the inside, we're encased in a death suit. Let no one tell you that as much as the world has it that we are alive and all this such, we have yet to see what living is while being encased in a carbon suit, which is symbolic for death, dust, ash. It states in the Bible that man was made from what? The dust, the dirt, the ash. We've yet to live, at least from my point of view. And what we do in this pseudo life that we believe we have, what we do here determines what we're going to do when we are free of this vessel, this carbon based vessel, and take on our role as the energy that we are. That's going to determine what we're going to do. So, real quickly, we have this is this is beautiful as a matter of fact because you have what I think is a off-world energy, particularly water energy. I'm believing Neptune and Uranus that has come so far down in our solar system to be on Earth to pass an illusion or create an illusion that this is actually life. Those of us that have been born here on Earth, our energy comes from the sun. Whether we be of color or not, our energy comes from the sun. And if we are of color or ethnic background, upbringing, ancestry, then we have a functional pineal gland which communicates to the sun exactly who we are. If we are ethnic, our pineal gland communicates to the sun that we are an immune system cell. Any healing that we require, we get it from the sun, just like the Egyptians did. We were not the ones, we were shaman, but we were not the ones to create medicine, chemicals to cure afflictions. Doctors would come about by those that had only 15% efficacy of the pineal gland, which the sun could not recognize them. And that's why people that lack pigmentation in their skin burn in the sunlight. The sun does not know them. The sun does not recognize them as being immune system cells on this earth, which is also a cell. As above, so below. As within, so without. This is kind of trivial for a lot of people because our educational system does nothing, even as far as going to speaking the different religions, the venues of ideologies, trying to explain our existence. They do nothing to approach this as I think I have from an energy standpoint. Everything around us is energy. And to remember that energy powers everything and that we have molecules and atoms that vibrate, always vibrating, which means always requiring energy. This being true says that we have always been here. We've been here lifetimes in different vessels, learning lessons people would believe. And some, not knowing who they are, they being fire energies, working underneath the authority of water energies that come from higher up in the solar system. Egypt, with the pyramids. If you look at the pyramids, you will see that there's water damage, which says that at some point in Egypt, there was no water. And if there was no water in Egypt, as I believe, there was no water on this planet. Number three, from the sun. There's no water on Venus. There's no water on Mercury. But we have water here on Earth. And Mars, our next door neighbor, is frozen solid. And every other planet going up into the solar system is also waterborne, methane, and ice, which says to me, let me get this back. If this is, let me use one of these windows. If this is where my finger is at, if this is Neptune and this is Uranus and this is Saturn, this is Jupiter, this is Mars, this right here is Earth. From Earth all the way back up, it's water, ice, and methane. Next to Earth, this one right here, that's Venus. This is Mercury, and let's just say that's the sun. Water is coming from the top of the solar system, planet number 8. We're going to leave Pluto out. Water is coming from the top of our solar system all the way down to where it's at now, which is on Earth. Earth, Mars, Mercury, and Venus are fire planets. Fire planets are not to have water. Earth is not to have water, but it does. I don't consider myself one of the most intelligent, smart individuals. We have professionals out there, astrologers, astronomers, uh, higher esoteric knowledge bearing, holding individuals. I do not know why this information people haven't paid attention to it. It shows you clearly that water is coming down our solar system. And if it continues, as I believe it should, but I don't care for it to, then Venus will eventually have water, ice, and methane, and Mercury will have water, ice, and methane. And with all 8 planets having water, ice, and methane, the sun cannot draw vibrational frequency from the elements, iron, potassium, elements that would be on the planets themselves. The sun would not be able to draw vibrational frequency from those planets because they're frozen, which would put the sun into a state to turn it to a singularity. And a singularity is a black hole, and then the sun disappears, retreats back into inner space because it cannot stop water from spreading in this system. If you want to think about it one way, what I think the Bible does a good story of trying to explain something that's really elemental by coloring it with names. I want to get rid of that because just as we have the sun that we can see, the sun has an opposite. We exist in a duality. So we see the sun and the energy it provides, the resource it provides, exchanges actually. It gives and it takes. What we do not see, because the sun has an opposite, just as humans have an opposite, the sun has an opposite. If you put the word sun in reverse, you will end up with Nus, N-U-S. Turn that N on the side, you end up with Z-U-S or Zeus. That is the celestial object that we do not see. It is totally invisible, but it is out there in our solar system. It is a part of it. It is where the Neptune, Uranus, Saturn, where they came from. And Jupiter, being the midpoint, will be a collaboration between Zeus, what we do not see, the opposite of the sun, and the sun, which we do see. Those two colliding, I'm thinking perhaps, gives us Jupiter. Jupiter is a gaseous giant. It is also very cold because it has been overrun by water, ice, and methane. So what I've just given you guys, from my own point of view, this deal with aliens, There's more that I can state, but I'm just wet your palate with that right now. And even my present state, what it is that I'm going through and experiencing, this is to let people know that have that do or may have remembered or known me. I'm still alive, quote unquote. And there is something that I am supposed to do, and I am doing that. I'm not chasing after the weaknesses of the flesh as I did as a youngster. I'm chasing after wisdom of our existence so that I may better prepare myself and those that I feel that I have to get people to wake up as I've been awakened myself, to my dismay. Because what does not make sense to me is to experience a caliber of living that was definitely pleasurable, and to know that that living was actually almost wrong because I was not living the way that I was supposed to inherently. But like so many people, I was living the way that the world says that we are supposed to live. And it's actually the opposite. While I don't believe that people should have to struggle to care and provide for themselves, it just tells me of the entity or energies that work against me for me to even maintain this vessel that I have based upon a system that they created. Money, because water energy is low vibrational, it cannot vibrate at a high frequency to get anything. Water energy, Cancer, Pisces, and Aquarius. Aquarius is not an air, Aquarius is a water. Cancer, Pisces, Aquarius. Balance energies, Taurus, Libra, Scorpio. And the remainder are all fire. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Virgo, and Gemini. Those are all fire energies. Anyone born on this earth is a fire energy, but your classification will be contingent upon the efficacy of your pineal gland. So while we have those of Germanic descent, germ, anic, germ, germ, Caucasian, they only have 15% efficacy of their pineal gland. This 15% efficacy only allows the sun to see them as something that does not protect the earth. And what a germ does is steal resources. And what has been able to be done is a system, the matrix, being created for those that do not know who they are, fire energies, to go on and have a illustrious career singing, dancing, sports, athletics, law enforcement, whatever, just as long as you don't know who you truly are, then that is what's going to continue to allow water to come down the solar system. It's on Earth and continue to Venus, to Mercury, and then the sun retreating. And then we're going to have to start this all over again in some other solar system. And it's almost to me like, and just to state, the sun retreating because the all of the planets will have been frozen solid and no longer can emit a vibrational frequency entailing what actual elements are on the planet, which nourishes the sun, which powers the sun. What you have left when the sun disappears into inner space without being able to grab those planets because they're frozen, what you have left is 8 celestial objects sitting in space with no sun to anchor them, to revolve around. Essentially, what you have is Cancer. You have Cancer. 8 planets frozen solid with no sun to dethaw them. You have Cancer. Cancer that would mimic what it would look like inside of the human body. As above, so below. As within, so without. This is the ultimate method to defeating cancer. And we have to do this at the human level. We do this at the human level. We would make it possible for no other human to suffer from cancer. It's kind of trivial to think about it like that. But if you think about the fact that we have cells inside of our body, and then we are on a planet, which I believe is another cell, which means that we are cells on a cell or in a solar system and up and up and up. We actually exist within something, and those things exist within us. So, in order to improve things, one must first improve themselves. It's the old do unto others, but this time, do unto yourself as you would want the universe to be viewed by you. This is just a start. I'm gonna try to do this more. Get out. There's a whole lot. This is a different type of platform I'm doing, and I'm just gonna give it a try.